The dongle DAC market is vibrant. It's exciting, becoming increasingly crowded, admittedly.
It is.
And it's getting harder, I think, to differentiate your dongle DAC from another company's dongle DAC. And one way you can do it, I guess, is form factor. You can come up with an innovative form factor. So what do you do for that? Well, ddHiFi is like, innovative form factor? Here, hold my beer. I'm going to show you our TC44 Grip.
Yep.
This is the ddHiFi TC44 Grip. I think this is a really groovy form factor. So what it is a dongle DAC with a captive cable. And they're trying to solve two main pain points. One, they say difficulty in unifying the cable direction and earphones plug orientation.
Right.
So the cable is routed through the DAC body. So it would go like this. And then that would go, that's a double 90-degree USB-C connector. So that it hugs the bottom of your phone super tight. And then what you do is you stick it to your phone with this. There's an adhesive that goes on your phone or case and then that magnetically attaches. And that is the second pain point that they're addressing with that. Difficulty in keeping the device organized and lack of portability. Magnetic attachment to phone via adhesive pads. And that double right-angle USB-C connector, again, gets it really tight up against the bottom of your phone.
It does.
The magnetic attachment keeps it nice and tight against the back of your phone. And every dongle DAC is intended to essentially turn your phone into a digital audio player. But to do so even better in terms of form factor, like this, is in fact quite clever.
Right.
So I dig it. So all of this, though, would be for naught if it wasn't a good dongle DAC, and it is. Let's talk about what's inside. It uses dual Cirrus Logic CS43198s for the DACs. It'll decode PCM 32768 and native DSD 256, and it'll output up to 80 milliwatts into 32 ohms from the single-ended output, and up to 330 milliwatts into 32 ohms from the balanced outputs. So there's some drive for a little dongle DAC. And it has a USB charging interface. Can you say more about that? You know more about how that one works.
Yeah, you were using this primarily with your phone. I was using this actually with my tablets because those have USB-C, and I really appreciated this because it has 60-watt pass-through charging. It supports power delivery 3.1 for fast charging as well. So when I was listening to, I like to use my iPad Pro as like a portable laptop, but it doesn't have a headphone output. You plug this in there, and I can still plug USB-C in and continue to charge the iPad Pro while I'm listening.
Oh, so that is very cool.
Yes.
Actually, that's a use case I can totally get with.
Yep.
As a road warrior type of guy. But so, yes, this is so innovative. Now, the only reason we haven't stuck it to our phones, because we both wanted to see what it was like.
Yep.
Permanently attached, but we only have one here.
Exactly.
And we wanted to share it. And I trust you, Brian, a lot, but I wouldn't trust you to keep my phone for a weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust you either. I would do something to you.
Probably. But anyway, so that's why we haven't stuck to our phones yet. But what an innovative piece. This is, again, the ddHiFi TC44 Grip. Make sure to check that out at CanJam. Now, ddHiFi also has another dongle DAC with a pretty unique form factor. Not quite as unique as the Grip, but still unique nonetheless.
Right.
And it's called the ddHiFi TC44 Pro M3, also known as the Mountain 3.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. It's a little mountainous up top.
A bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah.
But I guess I see where you guys are coming from. All right. We're going to get to the unique form factor in a second. Let's talk about what's inside. The TC44 Pro M3. You know what? I'm going to call it Mountain 3. It's shorter. The Mountain 3 has dual Cirrus Logic CS43198 DACs. It'll decode up to 32384 PCM and DSD 256. It'll output up to 90 milliwatts into 32 ohms from its single-ended output and up to 120 milliwatts into 32 ohms from its balanced output. So that's a pretty decent drive. It has 4.4 millimeter and 3.5 millimeter outputs, a textured housing, lossless decoding indicator light, and included lanyard, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the unique form factor part is the fact that it doesn't have a cable, whether captive or separate.
Right.
It just plugs directly in. But also unique about that is the right angle connections. So the 3.5 millimeter and 4.4 millimeter outputs are on the side. And so what's nice is it will be a tighter sort of setup.
Yeah, more low profile.
Right, with your phone. So I think that's actually quite nice. Now, something to note. If you have a case like I use relatively unreasonable, very armored cases.
Yes.
Because I do drop my phone a lot. For those with like really restrictive openings by the USB-C port, this may not fit it.
Right.
But for people with more reasonable cases like you, with more open bottoms, this will fit no problem. And that right angle connection is very nice.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who are looking, maybe not for something as unique as the Grip, maybe even not as unique as the Mountain 3.
Mm-hmm.
ddHiFi does have another DAC, and why don't you talk about that one?
Yeah, so this is the ddHiFi TC44 Pro E3. Now, the E3 shares a lot of similarities with the M3. I'll get to those in a minute, but you'll notice it's a more conventional dongle DAC system. So it has the dongle DAC with a detachable USB-C cable. I'll get more on that cable in a second here, but starting with the similarities, it has the same DAC circuit as the M3. So you've got the CS43198 with 3284 DSD256. This has a lot more drive. So this has 175 milliwatts into 32 ohms via the single inlet outputs, and up to 510 milliwatts into 32 ohms via the balanced outputs. It also has the same 4.4, 3.5 millimeter setup there, so that's not different. But I mentioned those interchangeable cables. So in the box, you're going to get a straight USB-C to USB-C cable, but you can also pick up an optional USB-C to right angle or right angle to right angle USB-C cable. So depending on what you're wanting to do, if you're just wanting for the standard setup, that's going to be $105.99. But if you spend a little bit more, $109.99, you get one of the other two cables. So single right angle or dual right angle gives you a little more flexibility whether you want to have a setup where you're running the device, either attached to the back of a phone, like a lot of people are doing with, straps and magnets, or if you wanted to have just something sitting off to the side, like I do with a computer.
Yeah, for those who don't want, again, something as unique as the Grip,
Yep.
or even not as unique as the M3 or the Mountain 3, I do think that the E3 is definitely. I also like, by the way, that we didn't mention it has gain setting.
Oh, and yeah, just a little button.
One button gain
Yep.
setting change, which is also very nice. But some people are just looking for a more conventional dongle DAC, and that would be it. This is the ddHiFi PC150 Pro audiophile power cable.
Mm-hmm.
It's $120 with a catch. So you might be looking at going, that's a very nice looking power cable for $120. It is. But the catch is it's a DIY audiophile power cable.
Right.
Now, it is designed for the beginner DIYer. And so I looked at the instructions. It looks like something even I might be able to assemble. You don't think so?
No.
Okay, so maybe you or one of our other friends might have told ddHiFi that I cannot solder my way out of a wet paper bag because they did send it assembled. But again, all kidding aside, I did look at the instructions. They do look pretty straightforward.
It does, yes.
All right. So the PC150 Pro uses 6N OCC for power. That's 6/9 Ono continuous cast copper for power. And then OFC for ground. That's oxygen-free copper for ground. It uses PVC plus PET mesh sleeve, which is actually very nice and durable feeling. Pre-molded connection points. It's available in US, EU, and UK standards. It's 150 centimeters long. And according to ddHiFi, the Pro offers a noticeable improvement in sound quality compared to the standard version of the PC150 with a more pronounced perception of mid and high frequencies. We do not have, nor have we ever used the original PC150.
Right.
But I am very happy that we do have an assembled PC150 Pro here at the office now. And at CanJam, if you're a DIYer especially, maybe even if you're not, but you're interested in maybe trying a simple DIY project, make sure to check out the PC150 Pro. Now, as